Hey everybody, welcome back to the Botch Pit. I'm Chris, and we are playing our Session 1 of Geist the Sin Eaters, the Chronicle Twice Shy. I am here with Seth and Nick.
Hi. How's it going?
Unfortunately, Jill and Lenny can't be here this week. They have some private stuff going on. Our heart goes out to Jill. It's nothing serious, but it's serious at the same time. It's not for me to get into, but yeah, they couldn't be here, and it's a good reason, so. We're gonna run it with Nick and Seth again. And one more time, would you guys mind giving your characters' names, very quick background, and your guys, should you have one?
Cool. Yeah. My name's Luke Axton. My character's name is, and he is going into senior year of high school, but he, tragically got killed, and his Geist, Sweet Emotion. Sweet Emotion, is a typical, I always forget the Japanese term, onyo is the term for it. And they met when his car crashed.
You can comment, Seth. Seth keeps grinning every couple of minutes.
Trying to hold back the Mountain Dew.
He's doing good. Doing good.
No, so she's the stereotypical onyo of the Japanese culture. And yeah, so last session we ended off. We met Seth's character.
I'm a very nice character, by the way.
It's been pleasant to me. He's the only one who helped me out.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, the problem is the other two are just scaredy cats, and they ran away.
That is absolutely 100% true, actually. Jill and Lenny's character failed their willpower rolls. Actually, I don't think Jill actually rolled her willpower. She just ran.
No, they succeeded their will. I failed. I was the one who failed, and I didn't run.
So you would have run if you could have.
Run towards the battle.
So he says.
I would have.
He might have. I know what his character's based off of, and it's true. He would have.
I just wanted barbecue.
And Seth, who are you playing?
The infamous Craig Eflin, the serial killer from the 1970s who was known as the body snatcher, would leave the heads and no one would ever find the bodies again.
What did he do with the bodies?
He devoured them in all different ways.
And what happened to him?
He eventually got caught by a father who electrocuted him to death.
The end.
For now.
Until he was down in the Underworld, happened to come across a mask, and wandered his happy ass back up, tossed it on. Long story short, he a Reaper now. And he seems to like it, I think.
Oh, he loves it. He gets to feed. And that's what he wants more than anything else.
So the basic premise is this. They met a priest named Father Luke. Ironically, I did that without even knowing that Nick's character was also named Luke. So, for now on, I may come up with a moniker for him to make it a little bit easier to distinguish between the characters. Maybe just call him Father.
Or you could call me by my last name.
What's your character's last name?
Axton. Axton. Whatever you'd like to do.
We call the priest the Predator.
There's our first potential editor of the broadcast. We haven't even started playing. That's actually really impressive.
He's the first one to do that.
I try my best.
As suddenly every Catholic subscriber to the channel's like, I'm out.
I held back the second comment, so
yeah,
you're
thank
welcome.
you for that. Yeah. All right, so the situation is this. They were invited to a church by Father Luke. Interesting enough, they got the letter that invited them, and it was asking for their help with a situation in Maine. He invited them to help, and not only did they get that request, but it was ironically set before any of them had died. Now, the curious thing about this is Eflin. So you wandered over to that church kind of without even knowing why. It was almost like you were drawn there. But the real curious thing is, in every graveyard or any area marked by, great instances of death, there's something called Navernian Gate, which is an entrance to the Underworld for ghosts, and it draws them in typically, unless they have anchors. But for some reason, since they've been in Maine, in the area they've been in, they haven't seen so much as one gate. Typically, Geist and Sin Eaters are kind of, while they're very similar, they have some very stark differences. Namely, a Sin Eater may want to help ghosts resolve their anchors so they can move on or do whatever they're going to do. Or they may want to get them to the Underworld so they're not a danger to people. Reapers drag ghosts to the Underworld because that is their purpose. They pretty much toss on the death mask, whatever forces that be out of the Underworld kind of like, yo, if you want to keep, enjoying this power, you gotta, drag those bitches back here. And every ghost that's had a taste of the power of being a Reaper is like, yeah, sure, no problem. And that's before they were a murderous psychopath. So
I'm just misunderstood, honestly.
yeah, so, sure. So their purposes are very different. However, Reapers are also capable of ingesting the dead, the ghosts, and opening paths to the underworld. So unfortunately, in this situation, Eflin here, he's kind of their only means to an end. So even if they wanted to strike him down and kill him, which, typically, either eliminate his existence or send him back to the underworld, to do so would be really counterproductive to what they're trying to do, which is to find a way to get these dead that are going insane trapped here. Like, this whole situation's an argument for ghosts belong in the underworld, because they're going mad trapped up here. They are forcing their way in, not through normal possession, but kind of like an Evil Dead type possession, where they are taking over their hosts and just making them murderous monsters. So, just now at the church, there were about, if I remember correctly, 12 family members that came to church service. 10 adults, 2 children. And they showed up for the, to go to the grave of their family before service. And the ghosts that were in that graveyard finally made their move, jumped into the people, and just a bloodbath ensued. During this, was it 7? Okay. It was 7, but it was 7 adults, 2 children. 7 adults, 2 children. There's a purpose for that. So, bloodbath ensued. In the end, the only 2 that managed to stay and kind of fight their way through things were Eflin and Luke. It looked like the father got taken out, and they didn't get a good look at what happened, but they do know that when he stood up, he was with a Geist that was called that's going to be called the Gilded Calf. And he managed to defend himself and, keep it together. And then he passed out. So we're going to resume. We're going to move forward. And what happened is, after this whole situation, obviously 911 was called. But you realize after calling 911, you would have called 911.
With what phones?
Their cell phones.
What are those?
You wouldn't. You wouldn't do shit. You're just kind of licking your lips or something would be my
F1's
guess.
curious of what a cell phone is.
Well, listen, this is how a flash forward works,
What is
all right?
the internet?
Yeah, I'm
No,
very curious about these things.
Well, one would assume that during his time in the underworld, he ran into other ghosts.
You sure about that?
Reasonably so. It's something we haven't fleshed out. But yeah, I mean, the underworld's a vast place, but it is populated with the dead. And if he's a masochist or a psychopath like he is, especially when he first found that death mask, he would have tried to experiment on some of that shit.
Yeah, until he found that mask, of course.
No, I
Before
mean,
then,
once he got
the rest
it,
of the ghosts were useless to him because he couldn't feed upon them.
No, but remember, he can. He does get satisfaction from that because he has to. So he does get some satisfaction through it regardless. It doesn't fit that cannibalistic urge that he has for flesh. It's a very different animal. But regardless, he still has a draw of being a reaper, of having to do it.
I meant before he found the mask.
Oh.
That he would not have found it interesting with other people because of the fact he could not feed upon them.
I'm sure he tried.
Once or twice, probably. But
Okay.
after that, he was like, nah, I'm done with this.
And
This
I
is
wouldn't be
useless.
surprised if he was kind of like, so what's been going on up there? I've been down here a while. Oops, that a fingernail? Great. How's that tendon? Cool. Don't worry, it's just ectoplasm. You'll get it back. Or, well. So, I mean, it's up to, do you want him to be totally out of touch? Where do you want him to be?
I feel like he still would kind of be out of touch, honestly, that he wouldn't have been caring
Okay.
about the technology.
Well, we'll get back to that then. So we'll say with great interest, he watched them pull out their devices and call. And he may have been asking them questions, but they were too busy in freak-out mode to pay attention to you at that point.
I mean, I'm still in angel mode at the moment.
Yes, and so are we, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're fucking spider mode. You're spider mode.
Can we
You're
go-
that mode.
And go right back.
Father Luke
No.
was just on the ground, breathing shallowly with the gilded calf standing over him. And that's, we'll say the police showed up.
Could we separate first?
What do you mean?
Like, so I don't look like a
Yeah,
giant
absolutely. Yes, of course, obviously. It doesn't last the whole scene, dude. Like, that runs out. I mean, we can double check the time frame, but it does run out. You don't stay spider mode forever.
I mean, I never took my Reaper mask off yet.
Shoot her!
Shoot.
You clever girl.
Nick's actually wearing a Jurassic Park shirt right now,
I
so.
always do.
Yeah, that's true.
It's extremely sexy.
Rawr.
Thank you.
So, I don't know, with whatever reason, they could. What do you say to him when you're calling the police? And you see the flashing red and blues starting to come up the road.
Is he paying attention to me, or is he
Who?
off doing his own thing? Eflin.
He's beside you. I don't know what he's doing. He's there.
I would say I'm probably just standing there content because I just got to feed and just spit everything back into the gate. Kind of just standing there, just content for once because my ravenous hunger is sated for the moment.
Hey, Eflin. Do you go by Eflin or Craig? Or Craigie?
Anything's fine, bat boy.
Craigie, could you hide?
You want me to hide?
Yeah.
From the pigs that are coming down the road, you mean?
Yes, please.
So he removes his mask, and he's just kind of just smiling and tucks it into behind his coat again, into his pants.
It almost seems as if you fold in on yourself for a moment, and when the mask is gone, it kind of pulls into
just
there.
kind of shrink a little bit and go back to my Twilight form.
Thanks, Craigie.
Seth's like, God damn it, I should have clarified, not Craigie. And now he's full of regret. Every time you see Craigie.
It's all right. I'll deal with these troublesome three.
All right, so the police show up. Jill's character's shaken. I mean, she's got a friggin' pretty kitsune as her Geist, so she's a bit shaken, her character. And also, because Lenny's character tried running as well, he's a bit shaken. So they agreed to the police when they asked to take them to the hospital and kind of leave them, check them out. They ask...
Are you alright?
Hold on a second. What's up, Seth?
How many police are there right now? Like, how many, cars
I'll say about,
show up?
at this point, how many police themselves?
Well, for a small town, I assume there's not that many officers.
Well, for something like this, they would call in more from Portland. So you would have a good, 20 to 24 police now. And then you've got EMTs, you've got firemen that would show up.
Cool. I'd like to start walking over to the ambulance then.
Okay. You're starting to head over to the ambulance.
Yep, I'm just going to ignore everything else and start walking towards the EMTs.
All right, you see him kind of, out of the corner of your eye, you just kind of see him go, just kind of fuck off to the corner. What are you doing?
I am going to see where Father Luke is.
All right, so they've got him on the ground, and they're like,
We've managed to stabilize him.
they're already pulling him in the ambulance to get him moving. Another ambulance, separate than the one you're walking towards.
That's fine. I figured they're picking up body parts and putting them in bags.
Yeah, right. It's kind of a mess. So they're already kind of getting him in. Father Luke's like breathing shyly through the mask, and he's like, Luke, the children, they're not there.
What?
They're not there. The children, they're not there. And he passes out.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't eat them, all right? It wasn't me.
For the record, that's correct. Evelyn ain't no children. Yet.
Where's his cow?
It's just kind of floating around him, and it's kind of like thrashing about. You can't really make it out. It seems like its mouth, like the skull of its mouth, is almost like chained shut through a piercing in its bone nostril. It just points off in a direction, though.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's doing its own little... You tell me, because you describe the Geist.
Yeah, so she comes, like spider-legged, all up, like, and then I'm like, sweet. Where's he pointing to? Can you go take a look? She goes, and she flies off.
All right, she goes off in her own little direction. She doesn't come across anything, but she does see... Like, she doesn't see them or like that, but she does see some streaked blood footprints dragging off through a clearing in the trees. And if you kind of look out through that clearing where the path is, you realize that the church, for the first time, you never really paid attention, it was up on a hill, and you can see down to the town. You can see downwards, and you see the footprints are like zigzagging and leading off towards the town.
Okay, so she comes all the way back. She tells me everything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
All right, let's go get Eflin.
How does she communicate it to you?
Through water splattering in as best she can. So like that, but also like shake. Now she's more animated than she was in the first episode. So now she's like pointing where before she was just kind of somberly walking. So she is getting a little bit better, but still is that.
Well, I mean, you two are new together, so.
Yeah. So it's still that uncommunicated.
Now, can you
Too much
actually understand her, or do you just kind of have to guess it?
It's like a half and half.
Okay.
It's like, think about if you're talking to like a small kid and like you kind of know what they're saying, but you don't know 100% what they're saying. So you can kind of just like estimate like if there's danger, You know, she does do that white noise type of sound, so she is doing the white noise.
She Silent Hills it.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
So-
well, yeah, like Samara. So it's like, shh.
So for the record, a lot of people that are listening for the Geist stuff, a lot of the storytellers will kind of control the Geist for them and use that element because, yeah, there's a lot of mystery you can build behind it. I personally think that you can still do that approach, but give the players the chance to at least role play out the Geist's actions in the background. Because Nick has an idea of the background of his Geist, but he doesn't know the full background of it because he literally can't for the sake of the story. That's just how it works. Part of the synergy and part of that whole thing is kind of overcoming their past and them figuring out who they are. And in order to surprise the player, even though they've developed the Geist and they've done that, you still kind of can't let them know everything, even though it's almost like their own second character.
Yeah.
But again, for the record, every storyteller can do this different. I want to see my players play out their Geist. I like seeing the dual action of it, and I want to see how they can pull that off. So I just want to clarify that because I know a lot of people that listen will ask us questions about rules and how they do it. That's just my choice. And again, the way I'm role-playing out the way these ghosts are taking possession of people does not necessarily 100% follow the rules of Numina in the game. It's more just for the feel of what I'm going for. I kind of want to fuck with it a bit. And so, yeah, there we go. Eflin.
Yes, sir.
What you doing, buddy? What do you do? I know I can already see what you're doing from across the table. No good is coming of this.
That's not my fault, first off, because I'm just playing who I am.
I know.
I was actually going to look up host jump because I want to take over one of the EMT's bodies.
Now, don't you have to possess first? They have to have the possessed condition before you can host jump, I think.
That's what I was looking up.
Okay, so you're looking up how to possess?
Correct.
All right, go ahead, man. I'll give you a minute. So, Nick,
Yeah.
you see they've managed to get Father Luke, loaded into the back of the truck. The gilded calf is perching on top of the ambulance.
Before Luke goes,
Yeah,
could I give him a phone number?
he's passed out.
Okay. Could I tell the EMT?
Yeah,
Should I forward it to him?
Yeah,
and
he's
be
like,
Yeah, what's going on, kid? What can I do for you?
Hey, man, my name's Luke. Stick out my hand to give him a handshake.
Yeah, that's
He
great.
shakes it real fast.
What can I do for you?
When he wakes up, could you give him a number for me, please?
Sure.
Yeah, and I just jot down my phone number and
right.
give it to him on a piece of paper.
All right, he's like,
Thanks. All right, I'll give it to him.
Thank you.
He hops in, and so the cops come over to you, and they're like,
What happened here? What is this? What's your name?
Hi, my name's Luke. Stick out my hand.
the cop looks down, and he's like,
Yeah.
He shakes your hand, he's like,
What happened?
He's freezing.
uh-huh.
He doesn't.
As a kid,
Yeah.
I need to know what happened here. Like right now, there's not a whole lot of people alive, all right? So you're kind of a suspect. Not to scare you. I don't want you to run, but I want to let you know what's going on here because you're having some trouble adjusting to the situation.
He's like,
Now, I'll be honest, looking at you, I have a feeling
he just looks around, he's like,
you don't seem the type that could dismember.
he's
I
like,
don't see any weapons. I don't see anything like that. The father who was the father who was here, he seems to not have, he was trying to talk to you. That's not the way you handle someone that's trying to murder you. So, what happened?
Still kind of frozen. Still trying to process
what's the
what
matter,
to do.
Nick? I put you on the spot. You didn't think about this sort of crap, did you? You know who would have thought about this?
Who?
A psychopathic murderer.
You have no idea the things I've already thought of for this game.
So when I was going through the book and reading how possession works, I realized that in not sounding harsh, is a whole lot of hoops you have to jump through in order to get possession going. There's like 2 conditions you need to have going at any given time, plus an extended action. And I've decided, for the sake of the game and what I want to happen, screw that, we're not doing that. So normally, just so everybody hearing us understands that in order to use the possession Numina, you need to have the open condition enacted. And in order to have the open condition enacted...
No, done. You messed it up.
Why, what?
Because the possession is a manifestation, and host jump is a Numina.
You're correct.
It's just 2 different things. I
You're
just want
correct.
to make sure.
It's the terminology. Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank
no
you.
problem.
So you need to have the open condition ready to use the possession manifestation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Now, in order to have open, the prerequisites are the anchor, resonant, or infrastructure condition for the same phenomenon this condition is tagged to. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but long story short, it's a full, almost like paragraph and a half of how to get this moving. So for the sake of smooth gameplay, here's what's going to happen. I told Seth the other day that I was going to give him a special little item. and that is his character's favorite blade, which is what, Seth?
Kukri.
What is the background of this blade?
Of like the actual blade itself,
Yeah,
or
go ahead,
the
give
one
it-
that my character has?
Both. Tell what a basic kukri is and why his is special to him.
Well, basic kukri is the blade's about as long as like a normal water bottle. It's like a small machete that people use. That in real life I own one. I absolutely love it. So that's my character has one. And his, for the same reason, because it's a small machete, it's easier for him to conceal. He'd use it to hack off the heads of his victims, and then he'd bring the body back and would use other tools to pull them apart or do what he wants with them.
All right, cool. So here's what we're gonna do. As of now, you have the manifest. What is the manifestation we were talking about a moment ago that I said you don't need because you have the death mask?
Oh, it was to materialize.
Materialize, beautiful. You now have that. So there's a purpose for it. Bear with me here, because you technically don't need it. Because as soon as you use the death mask, you can materialize, right?
But materialize, I have to use essence to be able to do that.
That's correct. And
It's
we're
an
not changing
ability.
that. That's
Okay.
fine. Because here's the way we're gonna do this. I'm gonna give that to you first off, and that is so you don't have to take anything else away. You can just have it. It's not a big deal because.
No, I'm just writing it down.
Yep. All right. Good. I'm just making it clear, because in order for the sake of basic gameplay, here's how you're gonna work your possession. And I just came up with this on the spot, so I'm pretty happy with it. You are going to be able to use materialize.
Okay.
Using materialize, you're going to give me a dexterity plus larceny roll.
Larceny. Okay.
Larceny. Because it's committing crimes, breaking into things, pickpocketing.
Well, I have a point in larceny, so.
You're going to use that to put your kukri that you now have on someone's person.
Okay. I see where you're going with this.
If they've got that person on them, that will grant them the open condition, therefore making them an anchor.
Right, because they're touching something of mine. Okay, that makes sense.
That's a cool way
You like
to interpret-
that?
Yeah, that was nice.
Off the top. Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right, so
Granted, it's not, again, for the sake of things, that is not following the Chronicles of Darkness rule set, but it sounds fucking fun, and I like it, and it clears up a whole lot of bullshit you need to do. Now, here's the catch. If you fail that roll, your kukri drops in the physical world, where anybody could grab it, in theory, but more so, you can't pick it back up until you put on the death mask.
you think I won't put it back on?
I didn't say that.
You think Craig Eflin wouldn't give a shit?
I thought you were going to say that you stabbed the person.
But
Whoops! Just right aside.
depending on what the situation is, I'll have that happen too.
Good news, he's an EMT. He can fix it.
So, does anybody have any disagreements with that? Does that
No,
sound
I
pretty
like
cool?
it.
No,
I
that
like
sounds
it.
fair.
Yeah?
But I feel like you're getting yourself in trouble with this, with me.
But here's the other catch. If too many people see you at once, you see, that scares away ghosts that your obligation is to swallow. The powers that granted you your Reaper stuff are going to punish you. I haven't decided how. I'll get there. I'll get there when I get it. Kind of homebrewing the Reaper stuff. They don't give me full official rules. I'm a homebrew it. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there, won't we?
It will be sooner than you think.
I think it's going to probably be pretty soon, so I don't agree with you.
All right, so let me do this handy-dandy roll here. So I would get 4 dice for every. You get a dice for each dot, right?
Hold on. Take a look up on what you have to do for that materialize.
Materialize?
Yep.
Literally, all I have to do is spend 3 essence and I materialize.
Okay, but here's the thing. You can't fully materialize either. You know that, right? Like, you have to do just your hand, the blade, like your blade in the hand.
Okay, that's fine.
Not a big deal.
Yeah,
Now
so I spend 3 essence to do so.
But how many essence can you spend per turn? Actually, as a ghost, I think you can use unlimited per turn.
I think
Yeah.
because we're not in like
Yeah, you
a
can.
fight scenario, I should be able to just be unlimited.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's not that hard to spend it. It is kind of a bitch getting it back.
True.
So there's a cost to everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, not to say that you couldn't use Manifest, put that blade on someone, possess them, kill them like a copycat killer, and then as soon as someone remembers that Eflin was a ghost, then you get your essence back. Not that I'm trying to help you out in that situation, though.
Don't worry.
Because when people remember your ghost, you get essence back.
People are going to remember me. Trust me.
This is going to be very hard for you.
I have a plan.
And Nick's just nodding as I conspire against all of you and with you at the same time.
All right, so I will spend the 3 essence and try to slip my kukri into like the EMT's like belt.
One more time, how large is your kukri though? Now that we're talking about it.
Kukri is like the blade itself is about as long as a water bottle, and then another like good like 3 inches of handle. So.
All right, so let's do this.
So if you look at that Mountain Dew bottle in front of you, that's about the length of the blade alone.
All right, so.
And then another probably few inches on the end.
All right, that's okay. So here's what happened. In death, someone found your kukri and broke it, right?
That's not cool.
I know, it's rude. You found the handle. And here's the thing. You could spend essence kind of like he has, not yet. Remember how you said earlier that you don't like manifestations too much for your character?
Yeah.
Now, if you had the call manifestation at 1 dot, you could literally reform that kukri in any sort of form that you want.
I don't have that option as a ghost.
Not right now. Yes, you do. 2 Numina equal 1 manifestation.
Yeah, it's not listed.
Any of the manifestation.
All right, fine.
It's in the
I'm
Geist
just
book.
telling you what I'm looking at.
Really?
I
He gets every manifestation?
No, level 1. Like this, we'll get to it.
Okay.
We'll get to it.
I'm just curious.
It's based on the
Well,
death
that's what I'm
mask.
curious, because I'm looking at this, and this is in the ghost section of manifestations right here.
Because if he gets every
Yeah, but
manifestation...
no, you can get Sin Eater manifestations.
Oh,
That's what I was
that's
talking
cool.
about.
Okay,
That's
because
really
I'm looking
cool.
at
Because,
ghost.
dude, otherwise you would just be a ramped up ghost. No, a Reaper is more than that.
Kind of am a ramped up ghost.
Well, okay, yes. All right, fair. But they would just be a ramped up ghost. Reapers are more than that. They made a bargain with the Underworld. You're more than that now. They're
course
fucking
I am.
lesser than you.
I'm Craig Eflin.
You're Craig Eflin, that's right.
I'm always more than the average ghost.
That's right. So you have a shard of the kukri.
Okay,
That makes more sense. That way,
so now to blow holes in your plan, then what kukri did I use earlier in the graveyard?
retcon. I know you, and probably there's gonna be a chance that you're gonna want to have this kukri back in a regular form, right?
No, my
We'll
character, yeah.
We'll say at this point you already have
A kukri, but
the
it's not
level
mine.
1. We'll give you the level 1 of call already.
Do you want Call or the Tomb for that?
Tomb.
The Tomb is the one that
Yeah.
one that repairs.
Yeah,
that's,
the
that's
Tomb.
my guy.
Yeah, the Tomb.
So you want Tomb, not Call.
Thank
Call
you.
is the spider.
You're right. So that's okay. We'll tell him after so we don't get all mixed up because he's like, "What now? What am I putting down on my paper? Leave me alone."
Right, the Tomb. That's all you need to know.
2 and 1 dot. That will allow you to reform your kukri using plasm.
For 24 hours.
Yep,
I don't have plasma, I have essence.
same shit. We'll use
Not
it for
really,
that.
because they're the same. They have the same name.
We've already been through this. Don't start. I know. We've already been down this road. For anybody that has any questions regarding Essence of Plasm, please check out The Beginner's Guide to Geist, Twilight in the Underworld.
And just get really confused.
Yeah, it's a good time. Actually, no, that's clear. We're confused.
Let's pull a Numina into this too.
No.
Yeah, I do have Numina. Can we talk about that now?
Numina.
All of you, shut up.
What about
Stop.
Angel Numina?
Stop.
'Cause that's a thing.
Just got a nosebleed.
What's the difference between merits and manifestations?
No. Totally different things. All right.
Health
Is
and
that an
corpus?
actual question or
Just health and corpus?
health is corpus is health to dead people.
But I'm not really dead.
You are very dead.
I doubt it.
You are not in the same zip code of alive. Wherever alive was last week,
If I was
you're not there
officially
next
dead,
month.
I wouldn't be a ghost.
Yes, you would.
Not everybody turns into ghosts.
No, but you're still
That means
officially
I'm not dead either.
You are very dead. People listening are like, I don't know what's happening anymore.
We're winning.
No, you're not. You're not, because I get it all.
Numina.
I'm gonna turn your fucking kukri, that magic item that I just gave you, is now a double-headed dildo. You don't get a kukri anymore.
You know, I'm gonna
But,
shove it
dude,
somewhere
it's-
in real life.
It's really bad to kill people with a double-headed dildo. What was he called? The dildo slapper. I don't know. I don't have anything that witty to make up for it.
The
at time. The
Tallywhacker.
tallywhacker.
Apparently, never seen like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels where he beats the guy to death.
No, I have not actually, but now I want to.
I believe it's that.
Nick is bright red-faced, everybody. And you know the best part? I'm not going to let him edit that out. I'll be like, you leave that in.
That was perfect.
All right. The tallywhacker. I'm the body snatcher. Wait, you mean the tallywhacker? He's going to be like your competition. Everybody's going to be like, oh, well, he was dangerous, but not as bad as the tallywhacker. But like, dude, he ate the bodies and left the heads. Yeah, but he didn't beat them to the head with a double-headed dildo. Like,
The Tallywhacker really knocked him around pretty good.
he really slapped them around.
That's it.
He left his mark.
I'm coming the cock knocker. That's what it is.
He left his mark. All right. All right. So. All right, Seth, go ahead and roll your dexterity plus larceny.
Maybe I don't want to now. It's too late. I'm gonna go tallywhack off somewhere.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
No, it's not gonna be fun.
That'd be such a good retcon. He just turns into this giant Reaper horror thing. He just pulls out a giant double-headed dildo. It's got 2 of those oogly eyes that he puts on it for some reason.
Once. Only one.
All right, I'm gonna check to see if he pays it. No, he's not paying attention. Hold on.
He's probably too busy with the body bags to pay attention.
Yeah,
to
more
me.
than likely. That's why I'm giving him a very weak roll. Nope. Whoop! Slipped in.
Not the first time I've heard that from you.
The tallywhacker, you say?
Bring on through to the other side. All right, so I got that, and then I'll go to possess him, which is going to cost me another 3 essence.
How much did you have in total?
11.
All right. So do you have to roll though to get in there, right?
Yes. So the living subjects contest the roll with resolve, composure, and supernatural tolerance. Since this is like a normal dude, I figure I'll probably be able to get by this.
He is an EMT, so his composure's 3.
And he has resolve and supernatural tolerance.
Resolve would be up there for EMT.
No, resolve is just dedication to what you're doing. He may be a lazy EMT. So I'm going to give him an average 2 for the resolve. I'll give him 3 for his composure. And now let's roll. Did you roll for that already too? That's the one you got a 1 on?
No, that was the one I rolled a 1 on was rolling just to materialize and put the kukri handle on his person.
Okay, so now you're trying to get in there. What do you roll? What's it say you roll?
Actually doesn't say. It just tells you what the contest is, which is hilarious.
The book is making me work for it today.
Literally doesn't tell me. Just
Maybe
goes,
it's a
"This is
3
what-"
essence. Maybe you're supposed to roll against a 3.
Maybe you're just supposed to roll and see if you can resist me. Can you resist me?
Hold on. The entity may not use Numina or influences while controlling the host. Remember that too. You can't use any sort of magic or any of your supernatural shit when you're in.
Can't use magic?
You can play magic.
Oh, wow. I don't know what that is. 70s, bro. 70s.
Yeah, your character has no clue what magic is.
I can tell you what a basketball is.
Can somebody... You know what? I've already made a decision that I'm going to make a beginner's guide to conditions. This is not smooth.
This is fun.
So it doesn't actually have... So, all right, what's your willpower, dude?
He has nothing there right now. So give him an amount of willpower.
You have 7.
12 it is.
7's what beginning characters get, isn't it?
I
Or
think
around
so.
5 to 7.
I have 4.
That sounds like you didn't add it right.
No, I added it right.
I'm going to believe you didn't. Because
No,
that
I
makes me
did.
sad.
That's right.
There's no way in hell you would have run towards that fight with 4 willpower.
I had 4.
It's resolve plus composure.
What's your resolve?
That would also be a 4. Because I'm resolve, composure is 2 and 2.
Oh, I should have 5.
Bottom left corner of the page actually tells
But
you how
also-
to add it up.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's in there.
Maybe I deleted it because I used one last game.
I'm still going to give you 7, simply because of how tenacious you are to have been alive in the Underworld that long and not give in.
Yeah.
All right, it's your funeral.
Not mine. Someone's going to fucking die. All right, roll your willpower. Just 7 dice.
Oh my god, now I have to count?
I know it's hard. Shoes on.
Okay, I think I have 7. Not quite sure. One.
You managed to get the item in there, and you're trying to push in there, but you're just not getting in.
Is he a virgin? Like, why am I not getting in?
Edit! No, he got I got 2 successes. With 5, so... Yeah.
Do I see this? I'll go down.
You see... No, you don't actually. You're
Okay.
too busy being distracted the cops talking to you,
Yeah.
and you still haven't even answered him yet.
Now we flip him back.
Because now you're dead. Yes, he's had his turn in between learning the systems and all
This
this
is
crap.
shenanigans.
This is shenanigans.
This is Kerberoy Court.
Kerberoy Court! We're back on it.
Do the book BS. I should be able to just get it automatically.
No, you shouldn't.
Doesn't make sense.
These are the contest me.
What do you mean
Contesting
there's a
against
person
what?
in there? seriously, there is nothing that tells you. There's like, contest the roll. Against what?
Contest it.
Kerberoy Court.
So we flip him back?
Yeah.
Sir, there's a bigger issue right now. I know this looks bad, but here, look at this. And I show him the blood trails.
He's like,
Someone got hurt.
Yeah, there were 2 kids with all this.
They were kids.
Yeah, there were 2 kids.
all right. He makes as if he's about to go get on the radio. He's like,
What? Hold on.
he goes,
Guys, we got another situation.
and they all start packing up and getting into the cop cars.
What's happening?
They're like,
Sir.
Stay local, son. We may need to ask you some questions later. Don't go anywhere.
and they all start heading back to their cars, like trotting.
Trotting.
Hey, lights flashing.
What,
as they
is
start-
it just the cops or is it everybody?
Well, you see the fire truck people are still in the scene. One of the EMTs, like one of the EMT sets are about to go. However, the guy that he's trying to pop into is getting ready to hop out. You hear something over the radio.
We have a situation down in Kato.
And you see him starting to get ready to go.
Yeah, I want to try to push back into him again.
All right, so at this point, you start looking around like, what the hell's going on? You have to give me another roll. -1 this time, so 6.
I can math. Thank you.
You're welcome. Get used to it. I always tell people the numbers, man.
Get used to it.
Yep.
1 again. Okay. A9.
Tied. You do not get in. However, you can hitch a ride into the. Wait, do you have to spend essence every time you try? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, you're down 9 essence already this session.
Yep. So I have 2
And
left.
now we've learned the cost.
That's fine.
That leaves you with how many?
2.
How much does it take him to manifest?
Well, he
3.
doesn't need to manifest most of the time. He already got the piece
No,
stuck on him.
to put the mask on.
He doesn't have to pay anything.
No, that's
Puts
just
the mask on.
It's just the
It's
Oh,
action.
that was my
in fact,
question.
In fact, it's an instant action. The manifestation thing that I gave him was so that normally for ghosts or ephemeral things to do anything in the physical world, they need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't need to do that with the death mask, but if he wants to do that without wearing the death mask, then he has to partially materialize.
Yeah, I'm
okay.
I'm
That
gonna
was
jump
my
inside
question.
the ambulance.
Yeah, I figured. All right, you look over, you see Eflin, like, literally, his hands are on this EMT, and he has this sinister, like, urge on his face as he's just trying to get in there. And you see, for, like, a second, it looks like his plasm was pushing out towards this innocent dude. And it looked like it was creeping in through his nose and his mouth, like, just that close! And then it slaps back in. Like, you know, like Jim Carrey from The Mask. Like, it almost looked like a rubber plasma back in. You can see the frustration on Eflin's face as the ambulance driver hops in, takes off, and you can hear him grunt with frustration as he hops into the ambulance. Because at this point, he's probably getting hungry again.
I mean, I just ate.
He also vomited it all up.
That's my way.
So you see him hop in and catch a ride with the ambulance that's taken off, and they're all leaving you behind.
Wait, he's leaving me?
Yeah. Like, without a question.
Oh. You dick, Craigie.
Not only that, but give me a simple wits roll.
That would probably like -5 for you.
Wow. Started with the shit talk.
1.
You got 1?
Yep.
You also realize that'll leave him unsupervised. And the ambulance is already gone.
And I'm a wanderer.
And if you remember, you took
I'm a wanderer.
Yeah. Sweet.
This is entertaining. Yeah.
So they told me to stay there.
No, they meant stay in town, though. They're like, stay local.
Okay. I mean, I'm put in a position where I kind of have to wait till they all leave before I move.
Give me a wits roll.
1.
Good. Hey, maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to actually follow the footprints through the clearing that was a shortcut to the town that I pointed out earlier.
That was a shortcut. I thought you said into a
I
forest.
said you could see through the clearing the town below the hill. That's what I said.
My head's not here right now. My head's still in Tallywhacker.
Is this Tallywhacker?
Yeah.
I get it.
I've been tallywhacked.
Don't worry about me. I'll be fine.
It'll be just fine. All right, so what do you want to do?
Start walking through the footprints, or next to the footprints, to the way back down to town.
All right. So you start heading down. Do you wish me just to push ahead, or are you gonna keep trying to? I mean, you don't really
Oh
have.
no.
He can't push anymore because he's at
No,
at
but
2.
there's other things he can do.
Oh, and that's
Oh
what my plan
no,
is.
no. Oh god. Okay. All right.
So the ambulance taking off, right?
Yeah.
So most scenarios is an EMT in the back and one driver.
Yeah.
Putting my death mask
I
on.
saw that coming a mile away.
Putting my death mask on.
Where are you in the ambulance?
I'm sitting down on like the bench seat next to probably the body bag.
All right. All right. So you're just. I saw this coming. That's why immediately I was like, "Oh, he doesn't need essence to put it on." All right. So suddenly, this ambulance driver in this ambulance, the helper in the back is sitting there with a whole bunch of body parts and a death angel.
You know it.
Huh?
You know it.
He immediately starts shrieking and putting his back against the wall, just howling.
I would like to knock him out.
All right, I'll give you one chance to knock him out before his screaming alerts the driver. That would be a Dex plus Brawl. Saw it coming. Like like, did you see how quickly I put my hand on my face? I knew.
Winner, winner.
Oh, this dude's just gonna pop it on in the ambulance.
I have a 10.
You get to re-roll it again. It's a success and a re-roll.
It's a 2.
So how many successes did you get?
Just that one then.
I will see it.
Because he says a success and a reroll, so.
It's basic roll to cover his face. You know what I mean? Like he's like, how many you get?
Uno.
Roll one again.
Just one?
Yep. What'd you get?
10.
Right as he goes, ah! Just blast him. Roll strength plus 2. No, strength plus 5. Did you say you were hitting him in the face? No, he didn't. So strength plus 2.
No, I said I was going to try to knock him out, so I'd probably try to hit him in the face, honestly.
That
See
is
if I
true.
hit him upside the temple and just knock him down.
All right, I'll give it to you. Strength plus 5.
So I rolled my strength and add 5 to it. What are you
Yep.
saying? All right.
No. Roll your strength dice plus 5 more dice.
Oh.
Sorry. So just in case everybody's listening and curious, Seth's predominant role-playing background is D&D, which has, mostly modifiers and stuff like that, so.
Yes. Nothing good.
No, you botched twice.
I got 2 1s, yeah. All right, so if I take the botch, what does that mean? I don't actually knock him out?
I get to decide what happens in general.
Screw it. I'll take the botch.
All right, take a beat.
It's doubled. He has 2 botches.
Nah, it doesn't work that way. So
Sorry.
you get something that's called a beat. 4 beats equal 1 extra experience at the end of a game. Give me a second while I map out the scenario.
Just know I'm getting my kukri back from him.
The driver's the one with the kukri. You never asked who has it. The driver has the kukri.
That's fine. I'll scare him into crashing the freaking vehicle.
Well, you may not have to worry about that. As you go to hit him, you do hit him, but he throws his head back, and there's no force from your swing because of it. He immediately just starts screeching and howling his brains out. The driver turns, the ambulance driver, and he sees you through the little window. And he starts screaming, "Oh, mother of God!" And that's all he gets out before everything inverts. It just goes 180. What happens is you don't get quite a full good look. You only get a look as the vehicle's spinning. They veered into the other side of traffic, got cut under a smaller vehicle, and because the sharp turn he had, everything is upside down for a moment before the vehicle lands, crushes in on itself, and more body parts, some in body bags, some not, are added to the mix. The vehicle crumbles.
Excellent.
However, you are in a physical form. 3 damage.
I'm invincible.
No, you're not. How much health do you have?
7.
7? Okay, so now you got 4. Not too bad. You beat the shit out of yourself. Although I believe you can heal yourself with essence, but that may not be a great idea for you right now.
Yeah, I do have regenerate.
Yeah, but you have to spend essence to do it. And you've got 2 essence.
Yeah, but Craig Eflin's there. Materialized.
I mean, you're still around. Worst case scenario, you get sent howling back to the underground. You know what I mean? Which would be a bitch for a while, but... Okay. Now, The one in the back with you's dead. I'm not even arguing that or contesting it. Question is whether the one in the front trying to crawl out of the thing is alive or not. If I get an even number, he lived, but he's mangled and he's pretty beat up. If I get an odd number, he's just dead. Either way, they may not be much use to you anymore. The other question is, I'm going to decide whether or not he's pinned under the wreckage, which will make it real difficult for you to get your Cooper back.
I wouldn't say it wouldn't be that bad.
It may not. All right, so he's dead. Now let's see. Odds, he's pinned under the wreckage. Yep, he's dead and pinned under the wreckage of the vehicle. So
Clarify that.
I just had a very interesting thing brought up to me that I mentioned that Jill and Lenny's characters rode off in an ambulance, but I never specified which one. So they were speculating that I put them in the ambulance with Eflin and the body parts. No, they're not in with the bits and pieces and the body parts. They are in with the still living Luke. Or, yeah,
Father Luke.
Father Luke. Thank you, the father.
I don't trust him.
All right, so here's the issue. The dead person, the driver, is now pinned under the wreckage of that vehicle. Now, you could, just get a person, but they're buried under the car now.
Okay.
All right, so now we're going to flash back over to Nick. So amused. Do-do-do! Boo! Just slapping on a death mask while chilling in the back of an ambulance with some guy. That guy's like, ah!
Serves him right. Should have looked upon me.
What do you mean? How tall are you in your Death Angel form?
Oh, he's huge.
Are you like 7 or 8 feet tall?
I'm just glorious.
But how tall are you? Really?
How tall am I?
Yeah.
I was gonna do just like average height. He's just
Oh,
like,
when you're in Death Angel mode?
yeah. I'm just.
I
I'm
thought he
just,
was like 12 feet tall.
I don't think I ever specified how tall I was.
I had this mental image that you were taller. But, okay, regardless, you still have wings and shit, right?
Yeah. So my wings would probably expand like the whole, like not the whole thing, like they're expanded in the back, but they take up a lot of room.
Also, just a small whole ambulance.
Yeah. Listen, there's a buffet riding in the back. You think I'm not gonna leave with them?
I'm not arguing your plan. I'm just arguing the...
Just picture the guy driving behind the ambulance that's just like minding his own day, like going to work.
No,
And
that was
then-
the people in front. And that's who also just died.
No. The person who's driving,
God, there's
like
so much
physically,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
food.
and then he's just sitting there, and the ambulance goes, it just implodes. It's like huge,
Well, the ambulance didn't blow because of him. That's
but he
not what I was saying.
expanded.
Oh yeah, but what happened is when the driver veered, like looked back and panicked over what happened and veered to the other side of traffic, they hit another vehicle and it launched them into the air and they just smashed upside down. So that's where we're at now.
Free food. That's all I keep hearing.
He's just gonna be chilling with the fucking wreckage. Somebody who was still alive screaming, he's like, "I'll get to you. You wait. You'll get your turn."
Your dessert.
So, all right. Back to you, Nick. You are going about the trail. And I'll say, during that whole time span, you managed to walk, close the distance. I'll say it's been a good 20 minutes. 20
question.
minutes. Yes.
Because of how loud an accident is, would Nick's character actually have heard that crash?
No, only because he went in the opposite direction already. And that didn't happen immediately when they were driving. Like, I'll say it took, you waited like 3 minutes, I'll say. You know what I mean? You got, if they were driving at like 50 or 60 miles per hour, which is what they were doing, then you still would have gotten a little bit of a distance. Yeah, he might have heard it, but he wouldn't have really, like, he probably wouldn't have paid much attention to it. He would have been like, oh shit, an accident. He's kind of distracted with other bloody footprints leading into town. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Damn kids.
Yeah. All right. So, you manage to close the distance into town, and you see the streaky prints lead to the back of a large building. It looks like it's 2 floors.
Mm-hmm.
And it leads to a chain link fence, and laying beyond that is a play set, like a playground. And you'll notice that the door that leads inside that building from the playground is open, and a bloody handprint resting upon the doorknob.
It says free candy.
All right. Sweet, you ready?
Give me a an awareness check, a wits and composure. No, give me a wits and investigation.
Subtract 1 if I don't have anything in it, right?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yes. Only 1.
I believe in you.
0.
Wow.
My belief worked.
So I got 1.
All right. So you look around and you realize that you trip on something. And as you look, you realize that, oh, this must be the school that, this must be a school. Because you didn't hear the radio come in. Like, did you? Did I have you hear that transmission, or did you just see the cop leave?
No, he had the transmission.
He heard
I
it.
don't nothing.
You did
about
not.
it.
Yeah.
All right. So as you look, you realize that there's a place set through the chain link fence. The door is open, and you realize that you just stepped on a little set of popsicle sticks. Do you want to look at it?
Do they have riddles on them like the other ones?
Yeah, but they're crossed out in Sharpie.
What?
Yeah, but I don't want to touch it physically.
Okay.
Just look at it.
It says, "Here lies Fiddleskins," and you realize it's a small, tiny pet graveyard.
Oh.
And then you realize as you look around, oh, this must be a school. And you're starting to put two and two together.
They're burying
And then you
pets
realize
at a school.
it hits you again.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever
Like
seen that.
I've never seen that either.
No,
That's
you've
just
never
weird.
when the schools have the little pets,
Yeah,
like the pets that pass away or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, there's a place where they put the pets when they pass away.
I have never seen that.
I've never seen that either.
Well, it's there. Fuck you.
What kind of school did you go to as a kid?
There's a reason why I'm the way I am. Why I let you play the way you play.
I was kicked out of public schools.
I should have been. I left on my own. All right. So, what now?
So it's a pet graveyard.
Stephen King is all I can think of.
What's that?
Stephen King is all I can think
I
of.
didn't actually mean that to happen.
Like Pet Cemetery's going on.
yeah, I didn't mean that to happen, but we're running with it.
Well, the thing is like, my character could raise all the dead pets.
That'd be awesome.
And that'd be terrible.
If you do this, I think you'll be best friends with Eflin.
I don't want to be best friends with Craigie. I'm gonna. Are you saying I stepped on the
yeah,
sticks?
Yeah, because it was small, man. It's like
Oh.
popsicle sticks.
Well, I want to fix it before I go in then.
All right, you can
before.
do that, but then your mind kind of starts clicking. What would make a better anchor than dead classroom pets? And even worse, what would happen if dead classroom pets latched onto something? And what isn't happening in this town?
Oh,
So Nick,
there's gonna be fish people
so
in
Nick, where are they?
there. They're in the kids.
I'm just watching. Seth's
I
like,
ain't trying to hold my composure on this because I'm not allowed to say certain things.
you're doing a good job.
I was close when I said free candy.
I know.
Before I go into the building,
Yeah.
I'd like to go to the front of the building and do a phone call to the police.
All right. As you go to make your phone call, the line's dead.
Thank God. Technology sucks anyways.
Where were you trying to call from? Like you didn't
My
say
cell phone.
Your cell phone? Okay, the line's not dead, but as soon as you try to ring, it immediately goes right to.
We're sorry, the data mobile network you're trying to reach has been disconnected. Please try again later.
Is there any stores nearby?
You don't know. You've never been in this town.
That's why I'm asking. Can I see any
No,
stores?
because you entered it through the back of town. You can see the back of that building.
Okay, so I see
But
no
you
other.
realize every second.
But he just walked to the front, so he just still doesn't see anything up
No,
front.
you didn't say walk to the front.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, he
did?
did. So
Oh,
he
you
walked
walked
up front
around
and
the
made a
building?
phone call. And then you asked him what kind of phone
all
he's
right, all
using.
right. So you're walking around the building then.
Yeah.
All right, as you walk around the building, you notice, first off, that there is a serious lack of any noise coming from the inside of the school. Like any of it.
Mm-hmm. You said it was 2 floors?
Yes.
Okay.
Second of all, it looks like some of the lights on or inside are flickering.
Can I see that from the outside? Is it on the second floor or the first floor?
All of it. Like you're on the bottom floor, but it looks like some of the lights intermittently in different rooms from both floors are flickering. And once in a while, it seems like just for a second you can see a shape cross by a window, but you're not quite sure.
Okay. Sweet. Can you get to the top floor? She crawls up the side of the building. Is running around looking in, but also going around the whole top floor, trying to see anything.
You see every time, this is the first thing that's happened that's caused any sort of disturbance. Every time she goes near a window, you hear the glass shatters outward, blinds ripping outwards.
She's not hit though, right?
No.
Okay.
She pulls back every time.
How many
But-
times does that happen?
Every window she goes to.
Oh.
What's
okay.
really strange is that people are still walking by and they're not paying any attention.
A lot of people out in a small town.
There's about 500, 600 people in the town. That's still a small town. Takes over, I think, 1,200 to become a city.
And no one's noticing it, you said? Absolutely no one.
No one. They're just walking by. But you do notice that also.
Do any glass hit people?
You didn't really finish. I was trying
Yeah,
to.
well, I'm asking questions.
Well, I'm trying to answer them already, Nick. God.
Be
Let this dude do a
aggressive.
couple of guides, do a color reduction. So, you'll notice that as the people are walking by, even when they're walking by with little kids, like younger kids, their eyes are all sunken and hollow, dark. And once or twice, the glass does hit people. And even when it bit into their skin and drew small rivulets of blood, they didn't react.
I would ask why the kids aren't in school.
Well, I'm talking like 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds. You have to be 5 in order to start school.
Do any of them walk past me?
Yeah.
I stick my hand out,
Like in what way?
like a handshake. Like,
They just brush past you.
oh, okay, this is great. All right, sweet. Did she come back?
Yeah, she crawls back down. She kind of emotes to you that she couldn't get close enough to the windows before imploding to actually get a look in. And she wasn't dumb enough to peek her head inside one that had broken open.
I assume it's all.
Yes. That's how we got
Just all white noise.
Oh.
All right, you ready to do this? She looks at me, nods. We do a high five, and then we walk in.
All right. Evelyn, you done fucked up. How's things going? What you doing?
First off,
are
I
you
didn't
pulling
fuck
yourself?
up.
Are you taking the death mask out so you can escape through the crumpled metal?
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right, so you pop it off. You manage to phase your way out.
Yeah, I wanna scope out the wreckage basically. I want to see.
So you are seeping plasma from the wounds in your corpus.
That's fine.
All right. So I mean, there's just dead people now everywhere. More of them than there were before. You see that you hit another a couple that were driving their car, and their eyes are open and vacant. They're half in, half out of the windshield.
Do I see is there any spirits or anything lingering from after the crash? Or...
Some of them are standing there just looking perplexed. Okay. All right. So the couple's there standing perplexed, and the ambulance driver himself. They're like, "What happened? What happened?" They're just trying to piece it together, and they're just lost and confused. And they're looking at their own dead bodies and just start screaming.
Do they even notice me?
No, because you're
Excellent.
just another ghost right now. I mean, they're just not paying attention to you. They're in shock over seeing their own bodies.
I'll put my death mask back on.
Now they notice you. They turn and look over. They start screaming. They start trying to run away.
I'm so hungry.
I would like to chase after them. I want to eat them.
All right. So you're doing so. You're chasing them down. I mean, I'm not even gonna make it a question of who can outrun them. You can definitely outrun them.
I don't know if they can even outrun the void that I create when I go to feed.
You didn't try.
I was
try to
asking
try?
you. I was asking, would they be able to?
You haven't experimented that far. But hold on a second. Nick, go ahead.
How much essence does he need to create that void?
I think.
No,
it's
he
just-
doesn't.
It's an action.
Oh, okay.
It's
Cool.
actually an ability that a Reaper
That's
has.
just-
Yeah.
Oh, you just get. Oh, cool.
Just sucking them in.
I'm learning
However,
I had to rip my chest
however,
open to do it though.
it does cost essence to open the gate.
Yeah, I don't care about that right now. I'm hungry.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you can hold on to it for as long as you want, really. I mean,
Oh, I know.
I'm gonna say there's a limit. I'll say that you can hold 7 ghosts right now. Whatever your corpus is, that's how many ghosts you can keep within you.
Okay, 7.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm saying
All right.
that.
Yeah.
No, right now you can only hold 4. You took damage to your corpus,
Oh, that's true. That's fine.
but there's still only 3 here. So,
Perfect. I'm hungry.
all right.
Second I saw a meal, my hunger kicked in.
So the other ghost starts running the other way. Now those 2 get pulled in because you were chasing them already.
All right, so then I would rip my chest open and I would just slowly just start chewing on them and
Well, yeah, because they haven't had time to set up anchors. They haven't even had a chance to do shit. So yeah, I'll just up they go.
all right. So I'll chew them up and swallow them down. I'm pleased. I'll let the third one just run away.
All right. He
All
takes
right.
off in the other direction. You manage to sate your hunger a little bit. Cool.
And
And in fact, I'm going to award you 1 more essence for doing your job and thinking about it. Because I honestly didn't even think for you to do that, and that's the entire responsibility of your character, so good for you.
thank you.
You're welcome.
He's also just hungry.
I know, but you nailed it. That's how your character's supposed to act, and I even forgot about that. You're a Reaper. Your first and foremost goal is to drag motherfuckers down to the Underworld, so cool.
Would I be able to investigate like the driver's side of the vehicle to see if there's a way that I can get to the body?
Yeah, I mean, you would have to give a intelligence plus drive.
Intelligence plus drive. All right.
Or what's higher, your drive or your crafts?
Drive.
All right.
I don't have any points in crafts.
Okay.
So that was 1. I got 9.
You got a success?
Yeah, just 1 success. Yeah.
I mean, it looks like if you could dislodge the wreckage of the door, you could do it. But it would take at least strength of 4 to do it. Or you'll have to find another way.
I'll have to find another way. Since I'm materialized right now, is it possible for me to open the trunk of the car that we hit?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'll say that one didn't flip or anything.
You just smash in the
That
front,
one
so
just
the
got
front's
wrecked
like
to cause
caved
the
in.
other one to flip. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So if I open the trunk up, I'm looking for like the parts for like the jack.
Okay, yeah, you find it.
All right. Would I be able to stick it like in the broken window and jack it up, see to try to crank the window open by spreading it?
I'm gonna let you do it because that was smart thinking. Yes.
All right, so I'll do that. At the same time, I want to keep a lookout for cars so people don't see me.
Well, fortunately, the way up to the church was kind of out of the way.
Yeah, but I
and
want to
all
keep
the
a
cops
lookout
flew
that,
off.
you know, someone just drives up and sees an angel cranking a freaking, you know. So yeah.
No, I mean, that was smart, though. That was
Yeah.
good thinking.
So I'll crank the window open. If I get it open enough, I want to be able to see if I can just kind of pull his body out once I
Odds
get
or
it open.
evens?
Evens.
Yep.
All right. Now I'll take my kukri handle off him,
Uh-huh.
and then I will.
Hey,
I'll
give me
actually
a composure check.
composure.
Yeah.
I roll with a 10.
All right. So
10 again.
as you lean over, well, it's okay.
10 again.
Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
I just rolled 10
Yeah,
3
yeah,
times.
keep going. I'm just curious now.
9.
4 successes. It was such a little thing I was having him roll for, too. As you lean over the body to rip the stuff out, you realize that with your mortal senses, that copper and iron, that smell, it's just fucking delicious, man.
Oh, I know.
It's just wafting past you as you're reaching in past this freshly dead body, and you're getting, your piece back. Your semi-alive senses wearing the death mask, it just wafts right in. And you realize that as you brush in past the broken glass, past the crumpled metal, you shred your corpus a little bit, not enough to cause damage. But more importantly, you smear the blood of the dead all over you while reaching for your piece, because now the bits and pieces are everywhere of both prior dead and new dead. But you manage to control yourself if you don't wish to. You may have in mind you have other things to do. On the other hand,
So, since I lost my ride and no one's nearby, which way is town? Would I recognize where town
you
was,
can
or
actually
should I follow the
see
road?
you can kind of see town from where you are. It's a little ways off, not too far, but you can
All
see
right.
it.
I will. Since I have my kukri, I'll tuck that away.
Yep.
I'll remove my mask again,
Okay.
and I'll just start walking towards town, whatever way's probably quickest I would determine. I
Okay.
don't know if we want to roll wit to determine the quickest way there, or just
No,
go.
no, I'll just let you go. Because, I mean, you can see it, and the quickest distance between any two places is a straight line. So,
Right. I didn't know if I'd be like, oh, I should follow the road, or
yeah,
I
you
should
pretty
just
much go.
cut through the woods and don't want to get lost or something.
And let's be honest, dude's not in a rush anyways.
I guess not in a rush.
He ate.
No.
All right, so you enter in the school, and again, the first thing you notice is the disturbing quiet. There's no children running down the hallways, no chuckles of laughter, no scraping on a chalkboard, no teachers talking to themselves about last night's, television show or The Bachelor or some shit. It's
Bachelor.
just quiet. I don't fucking know.
Kids
It's
watch
true.
The Bachelor.
No, teachers. I was talking like
teachers.
teachers. Kind of just
And
talking
they
to each other.
absolutely do.
Kids.
And teachers absolutely do. They love their reality TV. So what you do notice though is that of like doors slightly swinging open and close. You hear wind brushing in through broken glass. The sound of what a breeze would sound coming through broken blinds. You know this is not natural. Period. Nothing about this seems right.
How's Sweet holding up? She's probably,
You tell me.
she's very uneasy right now. She's probably very, gone back to being super quiet. Because, again, she's around that age. Not super young, but not super, my character's older than her. So she would probably fit in around a school like this.
Yeah.
So she is very not happy right now.
Okay.
As far as the happiest a Geist can go. She's very somber walking through the halls. Just
Okay.
water dripping behind her as she goes.
You notice as you walk through and pass through room to room, you do see blood splatters on the small desks. You do see books and papers littering the ground, with footprints trampled on them that look all too small to be coated in so much blood. It just seems everything about this screams awful.
Is, as I go through the halls, does it get more and more, or does it get less and less as I go further in?
What do you mean?
Like, is there more and more blood, or less and less blood? Same amount?
Consistent.
Okay.
Now, you do notice, though, give me a wits and investigation. I was absolutely having you roll to resist just biting into people, Seth. Because that is a reasonable thing to have you roll for.
No, I know. But I just thought it was funny. I literally just kept rolling
I
0,
know.
0, 0. I was like, this is crazy.
I was hoping you were going to fail. Because I would have had a cop. I'll tell you the truth, by the way, Nick, before you even say this. If you had failed that roll, I was going to do a situation where one of the cops left after you guys, and they were going to pull up to the scene while you were just chewing on people and just have you slowly look over at the cop with, bits and pieces hanging out of your skull. That was what I was looking forward to, but you succeeded, so we'll move on.
That's fine. I just would have probably charged him by kukri. Another one bites the dust.
Well, your kukri, though, is only the handle. It's not in full pieces. You need to spend essence to make it full, and right now you don't want to do that. Don't worry, though. You could have handled a regular guy just fine.
I hope so.
I got a 6, so I didn't succeed.
All right.
But I didn't
But I
botch.
mean, I'll still give you this. It's pretty much basic common sense anyways. It wasn't a hard one. You do notice that the streaking all go in the same direction. They're all dragged out from the room. And every room just about, has the same streak marks coming out. And they're all coalescing into one semi-coagulated path leading down. And you see in giant crayon and paper, like someone look, how like when you cut out like a news article
Yeah.
for the letters and you make a little collage or whatever, it says gym and cafeteria, and it's all leading in there.
All to the blood slugs.
Blood slugs.
Dude, you're leaving blood trails streaking across the floor. That's all I'm thinking of.
Blood slugs.
It's not bad imagery. It's not bad imagery.
It's good.
Cool with it.
Sweet. I think we know where we have to go. Sweet. We have to be strong here, okay? Sweet, can I count on you? So you ready to do this? Yeah. That's what I thought. So we go walking down towards it.
All right. Seth, by this time, I really don't know how accurate this is to time, and I don't really give a shit.
You're talking about a death angel walking down the highway.
I took
No,
the
he took it
mask
off. He took it off.
I took the mask off.
Although I would have been okay with
I'm not a complete idiot.
It's funny because I know there are people out there that listen to LA by Night, all sorts of that stuff, and it's very serious in tone, stuff like that. It's like, Death Angel walks down the street.
Walking on sunshine. Whoa! That'd be even creepier.
We're
Just
not-
singing walking down the road.
It's not against the way we play to have that happen. Welcome to the Botch Pit, your home for the most serious roleplay you can find online.
Doubt it.
Doubt it! All right, so you pull up to the street. Yeah, I mean, you
I
pull
pull
to
up,
the street.
really.
Yeah.
Beep, beep. Got my ghost car.
Why not? He was making a ghost spider with saddlebags and shit. Like, you
Would have worked.
I don't have that ability to do those
I actually
things.
succeeded to make it work.
through the power of bull dickery, I would have let it happen anyway. It's funny that we do the beginner's guides and we break down how the stuff works, and pretty soon I'm gonna start doing the mechanics, which, to be quite honest, very clearly needs. And meanwhile, you're like, I want to web slip onto an ambulance. What do I roll? I don't fucking know, but it worked.
In front of all these people.
We teach everybody how to follow the rules and how they all work, but it's do as I say, not as I do. Have fun with your story.
That's what it's all about, even when I play D&D.
That's it, dude. To anybody that's listening, if you're scared of running a game because you're afraid you can't learn the rules or it's too much effort to get people to play, fuck that. I mean, use what works, have fun with it. That's really what it comes down to. If the story's fun and you're having a good time playing it, that's all that matters.
It's true.
That's it. So, Eflin gets there. I almost said it again.
Good.
Eflin, you're in the front of you get to the front of the building, And
Well, the same building that
you
Nick was
knew,
at?
yeah, you knew. And at the same time, you see flashing lights coming from all around the town that are starting to pull up there too. But what's really strange is they go to kind of get closer to the area. Mind you, you have a reflexive flinch to, blue and reds. You're like, they're gonna catch me. Oh wait, and it's realistic to say, right? That's pretty accurate.
I feel like he'd be confident knowing that he's dead. That wouldn't bother him.
You don't think he'd still have that reflex? Like, even in real life, when I drive and I see a cop pull up, drive behind me, I get this reflex that I'm getting pulled over, and I kind of, like that. You don't think he would have that reflex?
Well, he was never caught.
Right. He was never actually caught by the police.
That is a very strong observation. That makes sense for the character. All right, cool. That's fair. All right.
So blue lights would just be another day for him going by because he knows it's not for him.
For me, it was Tuesday. Okay.
Yeah. It's meat pie day.
It's me. He's like, oh,
All
they're
right.
here for my leftovers.
So, you said it was a K-12 school? Is that what you're
Well,
talking
no,
about?
that was the name of the school, but
Name
it
of the
generally,
school.
it services kindergarten through 5th grade.
Okay, would I know that?
Common sense. You can kind of tell just by the way it is. Yeah, I'll
I
say.
don't know. I've seen schools that it just says like, this is the Berkman school, but you don't know what grades are in the school.
You see some of the window.
There's no windows anymore.
You see through some of the blown out glass and some of the papers that have landed on the ground from the blown out glass. You're now noticing that, I'll say.
Okay.
Because retcon. You'll notice that there's different types of drawings, like some in crayon and pencil, but then some of them are a little more like involved vocabulary tests that are blowing in the wind even. So you kind of get an idea of the age range that's going on in there.
Okay, that's fair.
And for the record, your character never been interested in killing kids, correct? Not enough meat.
No, he has actually a soft spot for kids. He does not feel the right to kill them.
That's cool. All right.
Except when basically it's a coming of age type deal when he believes they're adults. So basically when they hit, 17, 18, you're no longer a child. You are subjected by the same laws as an adult would be. Yeah, I'll say he's kind of perplexed standing there, not realizing why a school would have blown out windows and everything and papers all over the ground. So
you also notice that some of the glass that's blown out, there's some streaks of very familiar coppery scented markings.
yeah, I'll say he leans down and just takes a deep breath because he wants to smell that blood again, even because he just smelt it back at the ambulance.
He just digs it.
Oh
man.
yeah, it's one of
like
his
flowers.
highs. Yeah, he loves the smell. It kind of gets his senses kicking, like he's kind of salivating, like his mouth. He kind of goes, all right, and walks into the building. Let's have him just walk through the first place that's in front of him, door or not, just kind of obviously phases through the wall as a ghost.
So, I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at your description. Your description's great. I'm laughing at Nick's face as I slowly open the package of peanut butter cups.
That's why I've
And
been-
he's just watching every wrinkle of plastic.
That's why I've been avoiding opening up my
I know.
cornbread.
I was trying to be really subtle about it, and I just look over, and he is just eyeing me down.
That's why I've been opening my mouth and
He's
do
like-
like way out here.
He's
It's
like, he's like, are you really gonna do this shit right now? Are we that lack of professionalism? Is that where we're at?
crinkle, crinkle. Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny.
where
Actually,
does
hold
he-
on. Before we carry on, so your guy went into the school now, right?
He just
Okay,
walked
so-
through the wall in front of him.
All right, so you
He's not.
phase in.
Yeah, he's not looking for a door. He doesn't care.
So let's call this session. Thank you for listening.